What's going on, everyone? It's Chris from 416 Coffee, and this is episode 50 of Coffee with Chris. Now, in this episode, I wanted to talk about this awesome book I've been reading called Specialty Coffee, and it's by Catherine Powles. Sorry, Catherine, if I'm mispronouncing any of these names. And there's amazing photography by Wim Kempenaars, I think. Sorry, Wim, if I'm screwing up your name as well. But this book's fantastic if you're really into coffee like me. Great book, similar to The World Atlas of Coffee by James Hoffmann. One of those kind of like those books that just combine all the things we love about coffee, like beautiful photography, fantastic information, some of like the geekery of it, and some of just kind of the art and myth of it. And it does it in a really nice way. Now, this book has some information that I wanted to share with you guys because I think it took some ideas that I had and articulated them in a way that I wasn't able to before. Like some things that I kind of knew, but that I wasn't able to spell out so simply. And the one that I want to talk about today actually has to do with dosing espresso. So as we know, dosing espresso can be a nightmare. I mean, if you start chasing your grind or your shot time and all these things, like, it can be overwhelming. If you start changing multiple variables, you can end up kind of going down this rabbit hole where you never really like knock it out. You never really get to a point where the espresso is being pulled correctly. And in this book, I'm not sure who came up with it. I assume the author. They have the simplest way for dosing espresso ever. And I think a lot of times our industry can get so convoluted and complicated that it's so nice when you have like a simple grid. Like, you know, I'll write it in the comments below in the description so you can like check out exactly what I'm saying, but it's very simple. And all it says is it starts with extraction time being the starting point for espresso, which is something I never thought of. I was always like dial and dose first, but what they're saying makes a lot of sense. So hear me out. So if your extraction time is less than 23 seconds, you then check the puck or the biscuit as they use here, but that's pretty much, you know, when you pull out your portafilter, that coffee in there after the extraction. So if the puck or the biscuit is way too wet, all you're gonna do is you're gonna increase dosage. So if it's way too wet, we're gonna make the assumption that the grind is okay at this point, and we're gonna increase the dosage first. Now, if you're less than 23 seconds, but the biscuit is dry, you're gonna grind finer. So we're gonna assume your dosage is okay. You just want to drop the you want to grind finer to lengthen out that time. Now, I know this might not sound revolutionary, but that is like the simplest thing ever, and it makes the most sense. Like, once I thought about starting with extraction time instead of starting with dosage, I was like, this is why sometimes I chase dialing an espresso for like an hour. So this is amazing. And then simply put, if your extraction time is more than 30 seconds or 32, like whatever you're aiming for, if it's drastically over that, because some of our roasts I recommend going 32 or even 35, but let's say it's way over. If the biscuit is wet, meaning it's a swampy, gross biscuit on top or puck, when you pull your portafilter, you're gonna want to grind coarser. And then the same thing, if the biscuit is dry, you need to reduce the dosage. So now you're just operating in the opposite direction. So I wanted to share this book with you. I wanted to share this little tip with you, just so that if you're dialing in espresso at home, this is kind of a new way, at least for me, for looking at it. Maybe I'm just not very smart and I've never thought about it like this, but this, for me, like perfectly articulated dialing in espresso much better than I have before in the past. So I just wanted to share that with you. I'm gonna write it down in the comments below so you just have like a little guideline there. And then if you want, you can I'll put a link to grab this book on Amazon or at Indigo. It's a great book. The photography is beautiful. The paper has like a nice texture to it. It's like very thick. It's very robust. I really enjoy this book. Definitely something I'll keep on hand to reference going forward, because I think there's so much good information in here. And it'll be one of my favorite coffee books, like the World Atlas of Coffee as well. So definitely check out the book. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Hopefully this dosage talk was slightly helpful. I know it maybe, if you're really into coffee, maybe we just oversimplified things, but I think a lot of people need just a quick, simple check to make sure they're doing something right. We don't need to be, dive into all this convoluted knowledge. So Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.